On this lesson, we're going to work on our final icon. So we're going to create a coin. So first, as before, we're going to remove the visibility to these two layers, the key and the lock, and we're going to create a new layer by clicking here. And we're going to name this layer coin. Okay, so now we have this coin. And to create a coin, we're going to use our ellipse tool. We're going to press here or press L on our keyboard. And then we're going to create a circle that is around this size. I think it's okay. And now if you want, you can center it. Again, make sure that you are aligning to your artboard. And you can click here on your horizontal align center, or you can click here on your vertical align center. Now I'm going to change the color of this to a yellow one, something like that. And I'm going to create another ellipse by clicking here or pressing L on my keyboard. And I'm going to make another one this size, and I'm going to make it a little bit darker. And I'm going to align these two shapes by selecting both of them. Click again on the bigger circle and go here to horizontal line center, vertical line center. And you could increase this one again by pressing Alt and Shift. So something that you think works fine. So for example, I think that's okay. And I'm going to go here to this rectangle tool, press M on my keyboard, and let's make a rectangle here so I can make a coin that looks like this. And I'm going to make this one, I'm going to actually change this one to this color and this one to this color, or maybe something darker a little bit, just a little bit, but not too much because you don't want to go like super dark. But I think something like this works for now. And you could also like change the color if you think it doesn't work like that, so something like this. And I can select everything, select again the darker circle to make it the key object, and go here to horizontal line center, vertical line center. Now do you have something like this? What I want to do is go here to this big circle, and while I press Alt and Shift, I'm going to create a copy here to the side a little bit. I'm going to go to my scissors tool here, or press C on my keyboard and click on both anchor points. I'm going to delete this part by pressing delete on my keyboard, and I'm going to go to my pen tool or press P on my keyboard, go to this anchor point and press Shift until you intersect this one, and now you have something like this. I'm going to change the color of this to an orange. I think this one it's fine, and I'm going to send it to back again by right click, arrange, send to back, or you could use the shortcut Ctrl Shift open bracket. So now that you have this, and this is going to be our coin, we're going to create a little shadow for this. So we're going to go to our pen tool or press P and go here and make a shape that looks like this. And you could go to here to your blending modes and go to overlay. You can see that for me that one is not working because overlay is not making what I want, which is a shadow. So I'm going to go to multiply, and I'm going to change the opacity to probably something like 50%. And if you don't want to make that too harsh, you could go with 40. I think that one is better. And I'm going to get a little bit closer, and the next thing I want to do is just select the circle and just press Alt. And just as we did before, we're going to go to these anchor points with our scissors tool selected, or you can press C on your keyboard, and let's delete this part. Now you can see that I'm not getting that because I am actually having this shadow on the top, so I could put it on the side for now and see what I want. So just make these two codes and delete that part of the shape. Then I'm going to go to my pen tool or press P on my keyboard, and remember to close this one, covering all the other part of the coin. I'm going to multiply this a little bit and change the opacity to something like 40. And I'm going to cut this by pressing Ctrl X, and I'm going to select the circle, go here to draw inside mode, and you can see the dotted line around, and you can press Ctrl Shift B to paste in place. Now I'm going to make a copy of this by pressing Alt, and all I want is something like this. Maybe I think would work fine. And I'm going to go to my scissors tool or press C on my keyboard, click here on these two anchor points and delete the part that you don't need. Go to your pen tool or press P on your keyboard and remember to close your shape, covering all your shadow. You could go multiply again, and again something like 50 probably would work fine. I'm going to Control X, select the shape that I want to mask the shadow in, go here to draw inside mode and go Control Shift P to paste in place. And now you can see how I have the coin. And the reason why I do these little shadows is because now you can see a little bit of depth on this coin. Now I'm going to place back again this one on the center, select these two shapes and my shadow, Control X, go here to my bigger circle, go draw inside mode, and then Control Shift B to paste in place. And now you can see how it has all been masked. And I can select my rectangle tool or press M on my keyboard, go around this place and make a rectangle there, and then I can adjust it so it covers all this part. And I can select this color and go here to multiply and then change probably the opacity to something like 80. And I can cut it by pressing Ctrl X, go to my shape, go draw inside mode, Ctrl Shift B, and double click outside too, so you are no longer there. And again, remember that if you don't like, for example, in this case, I don't like how this is looking too harsh for me, so I can go to my direct selection tool or press A on my keyboard, select this rectangle, and let's change the opacity to something like 50. Yeah, I think that one is working better. And now I have there my coin. Now, something that I would always recommend you is that you group the objects that you know you are going to be moving together. But first, I need to make sure that this one is a little bit bigger and that it is in center with what I just created. So now that I think that's fine, I'm going to select everything and press Ctrl G on my keyboard, and now I can move it around my coin, knowing that this is going to be moving all the pieces of my coin. I can make sure that I'm aligning to my artboard, and then go here to horizontal line center and then vertical line center, and now my coin is sitting right there in the middle. Now we're gonna use different types of animation techniques to animate our icons, but in the case of this coin, we're gonna only use 3 images and we're gonna repeat them in After Effects so you could see how we created the coin. So to do that, and to show you how we're gonna do that, is we're gonna actually be rotating this coin. And to fake that in After Effects, we're gonna use 3 images that you could use, or you could rotate also with code, but you're gonna preview them on After Effects. So to create this rotation, what we're gonna have to do is have this coin looking like this, then the coin when it is right in the middle, and then the coin when it is facing the other side. So actually you're gonna have the back part here. So to do that, I'm gonna select this coin layer and go and drag it here on the new layer, and you're gonna see how I create a copy. And I'm gonna name this copy coin, and I'm gonna call this side 2. So what I want for this coin is I'm gonna actually select it, and then I'm gonna go right click, transform, reflect. And when you do that, you're gonna have a window like this. You can have here a little preview, and this is exactly what I want to preview it, to rotate it in a vertical axis. So I'm gonna hit OK. So now you can see how this coin is looking for that direction and this one is looking for this direction. And now to make this one work, what I want to do is to actually rotate these shadows, because if you see right now, they are not facing where I want them to be. So I actually want them to be facing this side, but this part to be on the other side. So to do that, what we can do is you could leave it like this, but this is probably not going to be looking okay, but this is totally your decision. Like maybe right here the highlight is here and the shadow is here, and on the next one it should be the same. So to do that, we're going to select this one, go inside our group, and what we can do is we can actually rotate everything. So we're going to go here, select this, and this, go to my rotation tool, or rotate tool, or press R on my keyboard, and go and click here on the center. And now you're gonna have to simply rotate by clicking here and pressing Shift. Now you can see how that one is not working because we want to have this one to be like this. So something like this, but this shadow is not going to be there. So we're gonna go again to rotate. Make sure that we go to our center and just move it here. So something like this. And now we have the shadow right there where we had it. And you could also double click here, and maybe if you want to rotate this, you could also reflect it so it works on the other side. So you could go right click, transform, reflect, and have a little preview. You can see how that is okay. You can hit OK and now simply just rotate it. Now you can see how that shadow is right there where you wanted it, and you could rotate this one around here so it's there on the top. And now this rectangle, you're gonna double click on the rectangle and move it to so it matches the other side. So now you can see how this coin is facing to the right, and now we have the other coin that is facing to the left. And this is just exactly what we want. Now we're gonna create a new layer and we're gonna name this one coin middle. And when you see a coin right there on the middle, when it's rotating, you're not going to see anymore a circle, but you're going to be seeing a rectangle that is just like this. So you're gonna make sure that we have the rectangle right there and align it to the center. And I think something like this works. And you can also add the reflections, so something like this right there on the middle. And you can copy the style of this other rectangle by selecting your eyedropper tool or press I on your keyboard. And again, Ctrl X, select this one, then go here to draw inside, Ctrl Shift B to paste it in place. Now you have this coin that right now is not looking like a coin, but it will look like a coin, and that would be the state when the coin is right there on the middle. So in the next lesson, we're gonna prepare this file to take it to After Effects and keep working on there to create our animations.